This week, we talk about patches for Fortnite and Call of Duty. Is Quickscoping really nerfed? Our topic is whether we like PvE or PvP better and why. And finally, we talk about the mid-season premiere of The Walking Dead.
Round 1, fight!
The Grim Reaper Gamers are a 25 and over gaming community with members spanning the globe, playing games across all genres, but our roots are in first-person shooters. Bring your thick skin, drink of choice, and grab your controllers. GRG members are on nightly with official community nights every Wednesday. And now, it's time for the Reapercast. Welcome, everybody, to the Grim Reaper Gamers Reapercast. I'm Johnny Hustler, and we have the usual cast of characters here tonight and a busy show, so let's go on without further ado. Going through the introductions, second chair, my intrepid co-host, who's already been giving me hell all night. I don't know if he has much left, but I'm sure he will find something somewhere. Jammer, how the hell are you? What you drinking? What you playing?
I don't have booze tonight. I'm sorry, John.
Oh, no.
I'm not a Diet Pepsi, though. I have Coca-Cola. John, I have to give you lots of crap tonight because I realize that like the next couple shows I'm not going to be able to be on. So you're going to get a reprieve for like a month. Like the month of March, you're getting off without having to deal with me.
Wow,
So,
what am I going to do?
Yeah, well, maybe I will show up and still berate you with that. I'm a little busy right now, John, because we're trying to see who's better between me and Lala here. If Ortega from Altered Carbon or Lagertha from Vikings, who wins that battle. So I didn't really listen to you because we've been looking at pictures instead. So did you ask the normal stuff, like how am I doing and all?
Yes, I did.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing great. I'm looking at pictures of Ortega. Oh, and I bought Final Fantasy, was on sale 15 for like $30 or something. It was really cheap, so I've been playing that.
Good Lord. Very nice. All right. Third chair, he is the lead grumpkin. He is the man that we crowned the tomato meter after. Lala Calamari Jack, how the hell are you? What you drinking? What you playing?
I'm dying. I'm down Center City all week looking at the girls in hot dresses because the weather's been really nice. So it's been a rough week for me so far. Currently, I'm drinking some Yards Pale Ale, Philly Pale Ale. And it's a pretty solid beer, made in Center City, Philly, and all that nonsense. What am I playing? I think I'm playing everything. Call of Duty. We played a BF Battlefield 1. We tried out the new maps. Fortnite, PUBG, and Elder Scrolls. So that's pretty much every night's a different game. But I try to get together with our community and play a diverse amount of games, unlike you guys.
No. John, we're happy, though. You know why we're happy?
Why are we still the Phillies and the Eagles Super
ever
Bowl
since
and
the
shit?
Eagles have won that Super Bowl and Nick Foles has been, the god of the world and Jason Kelsey can do no wrong. Minus one Sixer loss. The Flyers and Sixers have not. That's the only loss they've had since the Eagles won the Super Bowl. And now some private company in Chester, Pennsylvania, where the Union play, bought 3 billboards in Cleveland right in a row to entice LeBron to come to Philly, saying, finish the process.
I saw those.
Well, even better is rumors that LeBron was out visiting a local high school for his kid, Malvern Prep.
So we're happy now as Philly fans. Like, everything's great. We're still happy.
Amazing. All of a sudden, it's all sunshine and roses in Philadelphia, and that's kind of fucking up the podcast here, to be honest. I mean,
yeah. Well, actually, I kind of thought he was going to go with he was happy that I was in training all week long and not in chat harassing people, but I was fully waiting on that.
It is. I'm going on vacation soon, but I'm getting a vacation prior to my vacation because he's too busy being in the city and he can't bother us.
He can't think of these things. Who are still riding that Eagles glow?
Yes, I'm too happy.
Very nice. All right.
All's good, John. All's good.
Well, we'll see how good it is, because I did notice, Jack, you mentioned Battlefield 1, and I do believe you have a rant in you somewhere.
Yes.
No matter how happy you are.
No matter how happy I am. And it's typical. I'm going to go against the grain of what everybody else is saying about this topic. But what the fuck is up with the new Battlefield maps? The new map pack. We played the Apocalypse DLC, and we loaded into 3 different maps and new maps. I can't even pronounce the names. And they're just, I thought they were completely awful. We're playing on wide open fields, no structures, nothing to hide behind. You're just running across a field. And it's the same as all the other Battlefield maps for this World War I game mode. They all seem the same. Just big open fields. There's nothing to it. And it took them, 2 years to get this thing out to people? Like, seriously, like, what's going on here? And I'm reading comments, and it goes back to, like, how I hate things people like. Everyone's praising this. Well, I think they suck. I can't stand them. I can't believe we waited this long for them. We were playing game modes. We played the other night. We can't even keep a server together because they have it locked up behind the premium access only. So you got to prepay. You got to be premium. I'm just so over it. I think the maps are awful, and that's pretty much what I ran is about this week. I just don't enjoy them at all. I can't believe they charge for them. They should be free.
And the fact that they're limiting people and the actual game, the maps are just plain awful. Oops. We all right there, Johnny?
No, we're buzzing. We're buzzing.
Actually, I'm changing my rant to Johnny's new podcast equipment. It sucks, just as bad as the maps. So, yeah, that's pretty much where I stand with it. I'm really not happy with it, and I can't believe I paid for premium, and they're just uninspired maps.
Battlefield suckers you in with the premium because of the server.
The server queue.
That's why people get, like, I didn't buy them. I don't even fucking know if I bought the Call of Duty maps or not, but I know I did the Battlefield, and it was mainly because of the premium, because of the server.
Well, I always say I'm not buying map packs or prepaying map packs or DLC, and I lie about that every single time. I bought the World War II one, Call of Duty ones, World War II, and I bought these, mainly the BF one, was for the premium queue. I really think that they need to abandon paid DLC because, like I said, we were playing games and they couldn't even keep a server together. You're playing, it's a 64-person server, and there may have been like 30 people on it. There was one game we played, there was 32 players on one side, 15 on the other. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? There's not even any bouncing. It's just whatever.
Were there GRG players on one side?
We only had a squad going, so.
Oh, because I was about to say, because people might have been bailing on the side where they saw GRG playing because they knew they had no fucking chance to win.
No, we got put on the side where we were steamrolling the other team. It was actually stupid. I couldn't wait to get to the next map because they only had 15 players.
All right, so a big old from you as far as the map packs go. That'll be interesting. I have not played them yet, so I'll have to see what I think as far as if they're worth the 2-year wait. We've already talked ad nauseum about how they've dropped the ball. So, I mean, that's well established. So
yeah, it's a shame because I actually enjoyed playing the other night. You know, it's a fun game. It's just I'd like to have some variety in my maps, and I think if they weren't all 3 wide open fields and they had something else to them, like buildings or structures to run through. But I mean, the one map is full of trenches, but whatever. Wasn't really doing it for me.
All right, so knew we could get a little bit of a rant out of you, no matter how good you felt. All right, let's talk about some events going on around GRGs, some things we got going on. Yes, Jammer.
In the events, you're going to talk about your MLB 17 league.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I knew it.
Well, that's an event, isn't it?
Well. Yeah, for 3 of us.
Okay.
I don't know what happened to everybody else that said they wanted to play, but
you mean 2 years ago when you first brought the league up?
Damn game hasn't been out for 2 years.
I'm sorry. What are the other events? The ones that are actually going to take place instead of your league?
All right. As usual, community nights are Wednesday nights. We've had a healthy amount of PUBG, Fortnite, and Call of Duty being played on that night. Grex has Thursdays down with PUBG, and I know the PlayStation side has been playing a lot of Fortnite on Mondays and Thursdays. Monday nights we've had Fortnite and PUBG on Xbox, and as usual, Fortnite on the PS side. So, also, we've had a couple of new servers pop up for Conan. Conan seems to be making a comeback for
Flopping
PC.
wangs.
Yep. Time to do the old helicopter again.
Can you do the helicopter in that game?
Probably.
If you like spun your guy around circles or something, like is there actually dong physics or
there are dong
there
physics.
Are dong
I was
physics.
jumping up and down in front of Johnny the one time with my dong right in his face. Yeah.
There are dong physics in that game. Oh my god. Boy, are there. So, and I know we've got 7 Days to Die server that's just been put up recently. So, a little bit of stuff going on the PC side as well. And as usual, ARC. The ARC guys are still going at it. If you want to check out further events, go to grimreapergamers.com/events or the forums at forums.grimreapergamers.com. Let's talk about a little bit of news. Like we mentioned in the intro, Fortnite Battle Pass Season 3 has been released with the Golden Event. And, I heard a possible coming soon as well of a jetpack. Not in this patch, but coming up.
Yes, they haven't really announced what they're going to do with the jetpack just yet. So I'm assuming it'll be something that's like a limited use item. You can kind of get it to hop across the map real quick.
I think it was a legendary drop from they're speculating it's a legendary drop because the background's yellow.
Yeah. And I don't think it's something that's going to be. It's going to be something with fuel, so I guess it'll probably run out. I'm just speculating. I'm guessing. I don't think it's going to be something they're going to be flying around the map the entire game with.
No. This isn't Advanced Warfare.
It is amazing how I've just been recently finding this out. How popular this game is with like teenagers.
This game
and the younger demographic.
Huge.
It's massive. I mean, it's killing PUBG with the young kids at least.
Oh yeah. In fact, I was talking to them because my kids were saying it. My older son plays both, and I think originally he was more of a PUBG type of guy, but now he's playing this. He's like, this is great. He's like, the games last maybe 10, 15 minutes. You get in actions right away. He's like, there's games where he'll play in PUBG that last like 40 minutes where they don't even see people. It just lasts forever. The update that they just had, it's now 60 frames per second on all consoles. Mm-hmm. That's the Xbox, the Xbox X, S, X, PS4, PS4 Pro. Mm-hmm. So they managed to get this game 60 frames per second. It looks great. Runs great.
They're talking 1080p on the PS4 Pro and around 1440p on the One X. So huge boost. You're talking about the teens. My 14-year-old, all his friends at school are playing Fortnite right now. They all get together and they play Fortnite. That's all they play. That is it.
Yeah, I had a kid tell me that's the only thing installed on his Xbox right now.
And they're doing the free to play right. So the game's completely free to play, and you're not hampered by anything. Mm-mm. But now they're doing this battle pass the season, so you pay $10 to get in on it, and you can unlock all these special skins. It gives you like a different like tiers to shoot for, and different challenges. And you can earn like different skins, different like umbrellas or the gliders. They even have a Star-Lord and a John Wick skin. The John Wick skin looks pretty badass. I'd like to get that, but I'll never get to level 100.
I'm seeing the John Wick and the Star-Lord stuff right now, and it's pretty damn cool.
I'm close to Star-Lord. I'm like a few levels below that. I've been playing it lately because in PUBG, if I'm driving with someone, it gives me a migraine. It's just it's a slideshow, and I guess the flickering, I don't know what's doing. It's killing me. Then I get frustrated when I go to pick something up. You go pick up an item, and you're pressing the button. Probably like, fucking, will you pick the goddamn, magazine up or something? And I usually wind up raging out and then playing some Fortnite. I'm trying to learn how to build in it. So that's the big thing, that you need to learn how to build. So what I've been doing is playing a lot of solo. I jump into like the main town and just go for it, try to get a gun and see how long I last. So my games maybe only last like 30 seconds, 5 minutes, but learn the combat, learning how to build quickly. It's different. It's fun.
It is a good game. It's a hell of a game.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why there's so much so many people playing it, and it's pushing PUBG as far as popularity right now, and for a good reason.
Yeah, like Mixer and Twitch.
They also started on a new game event called the Golden Game or something like that. And basically what it is, all weapons that drop as a golden class gun, a legendary gun. Fortnite their guns have different levels, like a gray, green, blue, purple, and gold. Gold being the highest and the most damage. So this game mode, every weapon that drops is gold. So you're just going to be able to unlock all the best weapons and just have at it. And this is one of the things I like about Fortnite is they are kind of fluid with game modes. They put them out real quickly. They plan to have, I think, 5 different ones in the next month or so. These like limited time. They run them for like a week and then change it up, like the 50 versus 50. And they have other ones coming. So it's just neat to have. It kind of mixes up the base gameplay. It gives you something fun to do, and you can still play the regular game mode, or you can screw around and have fun with the special event.
Yeah, and that is something, I mean, we've talked about it before with Fortnite. That is something I really like, is that they do mix and match these game modes quite a bit. You have all these special modes that come out for a little bit, then they pull them away for a while, bring them back later on, but they have various other modes they mix up as well that I think really, really gives you the chance to play a lot of different styles in the game, and I think that's something they've done really well with Fortnite in this. All right, further news. We mentioned Call of Duty also got a patch, Call of Duty WW2, and the big news is this Quickscoping. God, I did this earlier as well. Quickscoping has been nerfed, supposedly. I guess, does anybody have any experience with this? I know, Jack, you were asking in the forums if anybody had seen any proof of that or not.
No, I haven't had a chance to play since the patch drop. But I'm excited because nothing's more maddening than having like quickscoping, in game. Every other gun, if you run around with every other gun, you have your reticle bloom expands. Like it just your bullets go all over the place because you're running and you're supposed to be less accurate. But the sniper rifles, when you go into a quickscope, it's it's laser accurate. I don't know. It always drove me crazy. They shouldn't be able to have that. It's like a mechanic in the game that's, I think, broken. I know it goes back to the Halo days and whatnot, but I always thought it just sucked. I mean, if I'm getting penalized for running around with a submachine gun, you should be penalized for running around with a sniper. Even worse. I mean, it's a sniper rifle that's like a big scope on it. But not only did they nerf the snipers, but they also buffed the other guns. They aimed down sights for other guns. So submachine guns, LMGs, rifles, whatnot, you'll be able to aim down sights faster with those.
Yeah, you should be with a sniper rifle unless you're actually setting up like a sniper. It shouldn't be really available to take a quick and easy shot.
Sure. I'd be okay if they empowered hard scoping. So if somebody was camping with the sniper and it was a one-shot kill, I'm okay with that. It's the run around one shot while the guy's running around.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't even you watch the kill cam and he's not even seeing where he points. I mean, these guys are putting like stickers on their TV, so it's predetermined.
Well, yeah, and the replays even look questionable whether they actually hit you half the time. I mean, it doesn't even look like they're aimed down at you.
And that's my only complaint about the World War II for COD. I mean, I'm loving this game. It's been such a great to go back. It's been so great to go back to the way Call of Duty was, and I'm on my second prestige now, so I definitely put the time in this one.
Well, it's still clearly broken because John has had actually a couple successful matches, so they still have to fix something because that's fucking impossible.
Well, we're playing hardcore a lot, so if you sneeze on someone, it kills them.
Well, that'll do it.
I've gotten a lot better. Hey, the numbers are there, guys. The numbers are there.
Johnny Lysred?
Johnny Lysred. Johnny has enough screenshots of his numbers.
Play the games.
Like he's getting all fucking cocky now, see?
Yeah.
Well, that just shows the game's broken. How many fucking years have you been playing Call of Duty?
They finally fixed it.
How many years?
They
10?
fixed the shit finally. After 10 years, they finally fixed the goddamn game.
Have you been playing since like Call of Duty 2?
No, I've been playing since Modern Warfare.
Okay, that's like 10 years, right? So it just took you 10 years to warm up.
Took fiber internet is what it did.
Is it? Well, yeah.
He's lag switching.
I ain't lag
Filthy
switching.
lagger.
I got fiber. I'm countering the lags.
Fiber internet in Nebraska is not fiber internet to the rest of the world.
It's pretty fucking good.
It's pretty. He was on dial-up before.
He had somebody with a butter churner outside before. Now they're using fiber.
It's awesome shit too. All right, let's talk about. Okay, we've talked about this a few times, and it looks like the Tera open beta is finally hitting consoles on March 9th through the 12th. And this has been long awaited for the consoles. It's been on PC for a while, but a lot of people have been wanting to see this MMO hit consoles, and it looks like we're finally getting there.
Yeah, March 9th to the 12th we have, right?
Yep, that was what I read on a couple different sites just before we went online on the show.
I'm interested to try this out because I never played it on PC before. I think it's been out for a few years, and it's got like an action combat style gameplay, and I think they have a large scale PvP mode. So I that kind of interests me. The only thing that concerns me is Bluehole is developing the game, and I don't know. After the abortion that PUBG is, I mean, PUBG. I fucking, as much as I play PUBG, I fucking hate that game. I hate it and can't stop playing it at the same time. I don't know. I just wish it was good. So we'll see how they handle this. And then I'm worried about the grind since it's an Asian MMO. It's just going to be a grindy as all hell game to play. I've never played Tera. So
I think you just answered your own question, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's my big fear. So I figure I'll give I'm going to give the beta a try, and we'll see what it costs when if they I don't think they charge for Tera, do they? I think it's free to play, and
yeah, I believe it's going to be free to play, and it's I mean, I don't know the particulars. I haven't looked into it much on the PC side, so I don't know how much pay to win is there, or if it's mostly, or how grindy it is without paying, like other of the Japanese or Asian style MMOs.
Yeah.
It's really going to have to wow me to get me to stop playing Elder Scrolls Online.
I don't think it will do that.
I don't expect it either. I expect to probably go back to playing Elder Scrolls Online. I mean, that game is just so good.
Or a new living season in Guild Wars, you know.
No, I'm retired.
Sea of Thieves.
Oh God, he's not playing that.
I'm going to get that just to piss you guys off.
Shoot you out of cannon.
Do you know how much of that game you'll just spend in the brig of somebody's ship? Because everybody's going to fucking vote you in the brig every time.
And in our final bit of news, we have, this came out just a little bit ago this evening, a few Xbox 360 games are getting the enhanced treatment with patches for the Xbox One X. It looks like Crackdown, Fable Anniversary, Witcher 2, and Forza Horizon are going to get Xbox One enhanced graphics as backward compatible titles. Think this is going to add to anybody playing the backwards compatibility titles, or just more resources going after very little played stuff?
At least this is backwards compatible stuff. Isn't it Burnout Paradise? I love that game, but they remastered it for $30 fucking or something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like that game, but not for another $30 or $40. How much it was? You know, this always goes back to me and I'm not playing old shit. I got ADD. I move on to new games all the time. I don't go back to old ones.
That means we'll get a version of Crackdown this year, one way or the other.
Finally. There's how we get Crackdown, folks.
That first Crackdown's a great game.
It is. It doesn't get played very often.
I'm not quite sure why you would want to play Forza
anymore.
Horizon when Horizon 3's out in Xbox.
Well, 3's out with enhanced graphics and 4K and everything else too. So
I loaded that up a little bit ago. It looks phenomenal. Oh my!
Witcher 2 and Fable I kind of get, just because people that are Fable fans and there's not any Fable on the horizon.
Fable
plus,
I could see. Witcher 3's already got the treatment, doesn't it?
Yeah, but
is it coming?
Witcher 2 is a good game as well, and if you haven't played it.
So I guess we'll see how much reception that gets outside. You know, I mean, Fable and Crackdown maybe, but I don't know about... I mean, Witcher and Forza are already covered as far as better looking versions. So, okay, let's go over to our topic of wrapping up the news now, and let's talk about what we discussed as our topic today: the PvE versus PvP. Yes, Jammer. Yes.
Yeah. Before you get into it,
flight.
if you would look at your fucking co-host once in a while.
I'm done.
This comes.
You make
this
fun of me
comes
too much.
out from us. Once we have a thread in the forums that we want your ideas. Your ideas to help us when stuff you want to hear us talk about.
Oh, that's true.
And so this topic is actually from one of our members that put in an idea in the thread. So, look for that thread if you have ideas of stuff you want to hear us talk about, like how you can have better fucking equipment when you do a podcast, would be one. Or what do you do on a podcast when you have technical difficulties the whole fucking show? That could be another topic. But look for that thread. This idea comes from a member, not from us.
And I do believe that
John.
member
Go
was
ahead.
Mower Guy, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Yes.
Yeah, Mower Guy
It was
the
Mower
one
Guy.
who brought this topic up.
So thank you, Mower Guy, for this topic. No, thank you, Jammer, for making fun of me again.
Well, Mower Guy should really thank me because you didn't fucking care that he even did it.
So we would like to thank Mower Guy for the topic that we are going to discuss: PvE versus PvP. First thing on the agenda here is which is your preference? I think we got a wide range of GRG. We might have more agreement here between the three of them.
No.
I don't know.
I know what Jack's answer is, so you go first.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. PvP all the way. There's no doubt about it. If I do PvE, like when I go into Elder Scrolls, every once in a while I'll go to do some quests just to kind of chill out, but that only lasts so long before the next thing you know I'm queued up for PvP and I'm involved with that. I basically play all my games just to go play against other players. I don't have interest in co-op. Even like Destiny, like going through the strikes, it's mind-numbing to me. I can't take it. I do it just to get the shit done, so I get the loot, so I can have enough gear to go do the Iron Banner. Yeah, pretty much everything. All the games I play, all the MMOs I played, was strictly just for PvP, 100%.
See, and I'm probably more of a PvE than a PvP. Because I like the ability to, if I need to pause for something, I can go do that. You can't do that with a PvP.
No.
Yeah, so if you're trying to just play here and there, but you have other shit to do, or like, so if I'm in a PvE game and I'm playing along, and then I have my computer up with Discord or whatever, and I want to, comment on something, I'm able to do that easily. In PvP, it's nonstop, and then you have to wait and tell people, can you hold on for a second? And so I probably prefer PvE, though I like both. I'm not like Jack where it's like one or nothing.
I would probably say I lean more towards the PvP overall. I like PvE, I like co-op. I probably haven't been as much into co-op since couch co-op started going away. I think that's where I had the most fun, like Halo with people I knew, sitting split screen, that kind of stuff. I had more fun with that. I don't think I was as big into PvE after that, after they started going away from that.
See, part of my PvP too is it goes back to things we've talked about before. I don't put in the time that others do. So when I play, then it's like I'm playing catch up all the time. Like Lala, it doesn't matter rank really in Call of Duty, but he's prestige twice. I'm probably like rank 12.
Yeah,
right. So
I mean,
yeah, but
play and
that game's a little bit different. But when you're talking about gear and those type of things, Destiny's great with that, with the raids and everything. So if you don't play it all the time, you get behind, and then it's playing catch up, and then it becomes work.
Yeah, I agree. I agree where you're coming from there. I mean, it gets more work-like, especially with the grind, especially with some of the games that are encouraging grind, like your Destiny, Division, those types of games, where it gets a lot more that way, especially in the PvP zone, left behind rather quickly if you're not careful. So, but I'm still a little more PvP, especially with a room of people I know, especially with a lobby of of friends.
Oh, sure. I mean,
Well, the community makes a big difference.
And since I don't really play a lot of multiplayer without the community, kind of makes my decision for me as well. Have you felt that? I think we partially answered these, or at least a couple of us did. Have you? Has your preference changed over the years? Have you kind of changed in that respect over what you preferred years ago?
No, I actually have been pretty straightforward with it. It's always been PvP. Ever since I started playing, I guess I really got into it with Counter-Strike way back when the original Counter-Strike, God, it's like 18 years ago when my kid was born. I played the beta from the Half-Life mod. And I was addicted and hooked to that. I kind of just like that thrill of actually shooting somebody, out sniping somebody. I still love it. And that's what frustrates me with Destiny 2. They took away my favorite part of it was sniping. I still love to snipe people in games like that. It's just very satisfying, as Texas would say. But I have noticed from a lot of people posting on the forums that they have been changing. I see a lot of guys go on where they like the co-op games. They like games like Monster Hunter where they can still group up and get, or Sea of Thieves. They can still group up and do activities. But it's not really against other people because they just know they don't have the reflexes or the twitch ability that a 14-year-old kid has. So I see that a lot. Like that's why Destiny's so popular. People can squad up, run some strikes, run the raid, and it's just a little bit easier than like a sweaty try-hard session in Trials in Destiny.
The twitchy stuff, I mean, and the reaction time is a big thing. Like I told you, I know a kid that is in the top 200 in North America for PUBG, and because his reflexes are better as part of it. And so I play these other games and I just die repeatedly. Co-op, like Monster Hunter co-op is cool to me. Co-op where like the old Gears of War where you're trying to go through a story. I used to have fun with that, but that's hard coordinating.
It is, especially if it's a less forgiving save system. I mean, there's some games that are still pretty good about making it where you can kind of jump in, jump out. Some games make it a lot tougher. And levels and stuff can make it harder to pull off. So I think it really depends on the game there. But yeah, some of them get a lot tougher to pull off co-op. I would say, well, like I mentioned before, yeah, my preference has changed a little more. The couch co-op going away, that was me and the kids could do a lot of co-op and stuff that way, or multiplayer, so that the PvE was bigger.
I hate split screen.
I guess I kind of liked it. It kind of reminded me of the old method on the arcade where you had everybody around you and stuff, and everybody was kind of, your social circle was everybody that could crowd around the damn console or around the cabinet. So.
See, I still go back for me and I bring this game up once in a while. My favorite like multiplayer game still is like Chrome Hounds to me, because I had my squad and we would just hang out in the lobby, and if you're working on your build or whatever, and then a group of you might go off and do something, but you're all kind of there. It was like you're almost all hanging out in the living room, and then some guys would go off and play for a few minutes and come back. And I really liked that aspect. It was kind of like I was just hanging out with my friends every night.
Yeah, that was a good aspect from what I had seen of it. I got in after the Chrome Hounds, after the popularity of Chrome Hounds faded. So I didn't really get on that. But I'd seen some videos and old streams or old videos of it. And it was a kind of a throwback to the old style. All right. Okay. Jammer, you already answered this one. Do you miss split screen for as far as co-op goes?
Well, I answered already, because in the parentheses it says maybe not ask this question depending on our time.
Did anybody send me a message on that one? No.
It's on the agenda.
No, but I'm saying, did anybody say skip it? Nope.
I don't know, what a train wreck. No, I don't miss split screen because I hated it.
Yeah, I never liked it either. Just I can't stand trying to play a game on a screen that's half the size. It drove me nuts.
Yep, that's exactly it. And then I'm focused all the time on what the other screen's doing instead of my screen. It's a train wreck.
See, I always kind of liked it, but I guess maybe it was just because it was me and the kids. That might have had something to do with it.
My favorite time gaming with my kids was when they were young enough that I could play a Lego game and hand them a controller that wasn't plugged in. And they would think that they were playing along with Dad, but Dad was just playing the game. And there was no split screen that way.
All right. So, if you have your own thoughts on this, we're going to have the thread up for this episode at forums.grimreapergamers.com. Tell us your thoughts. We may feature it on the next show. All right. So we are going to go into some spoiler territory, and we're going to talk about the latest episode of The Walking Dead. So if you have not seen it, you may want to skip to the end of the show, or just, after this will be the usual sign-off stuff. So, this is the last piece that we have on here. So let's get into it. The Walking Dead, Season 8, mid-season premiere.
Let's just give it 1 second. Make sure this is your last chance. I never tell people to turn our podcast off. Turn it the fuck off if you didn't see and you don't want spoilers. All right. Now we can go, because if they're still listening, then they're just, they're GRG members and really not that bright.
Well, let's face it.
Can't find the pause button.
If you... I can't shut it off. No, well, chances are, let's face it. The bulk of GRG is burned out on this show, so I don't think that spoilers are going to cause anybody to say to hell with it, and they'll just keep listening. But
you want to talk about this, right?
I guess.
What are we talking about?
It's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock my time, which means that I'm already tired. So if we start talking about the episode, I'm going to fall asleep.
That's what I did when I tried to watch the episode.
Well. And why was that?
Well, because it was slow. My God, it was slower than shit.
We'll get to the big thing was Carl's death.
Yes, Carl finally died. And I say finally.
Carl bit the bucket.
Well, he nibbled on it. He licked it for a while. Then he bit it.
I've never wanted a kid to die so much in my life. I'm like, will you die already? Just die.
He was fine for the longest time when he was writing letters and doing all this other shit and taking pictures and
eating candy bars.
Yeah, it's like, and then it's like, now that he showed Dad that it's cut, it's like, oh, okay, now I guess once he pulled the Band-Aid off, then it was like, oh shit, now it really takes effect. Yeah, holy fuck. And then what a train wreck. So this whole old man Rick shit that we've been seeing was basically just Carl's dream.
Yes.
That everybody can get along.
Now, okay, I got a question about this.
I have
need
a dream.
Answered. I got a question I need answered on this one. Didn't the initial dream in the season, what was it, season premiere? That initial dream, didn't it feature Carl?
Yeah, I thought it did. I'm not going back to watch that shit.
So if it featured Carl, why the hell would it feature Carl if Carl was dreaming this and knew he was dying?
I don't know.
Well, but I think they were flashing forward to him dreaming this after he got bit. But you're right. Why would Carl be? I don't fucking know.
See, because I guess what I gathered was the whole vision throughout the season. These old man Rick visions were Carl's visions after he got bit, and they did so much time hopping through there. Who knows?
And then, why would he dream that Rick was walking with a cane?
I don't know. It just this death feels thrown together, and that doesn't dissuade me from it one bit.
No, and I'm one of the few that still like The Walking Dead, and I actually like Fear of the Walking Dead as well. I enjoy the series. It is what it is. It's zombies. This was a completely unnecessary death. Gimple, I think he just did this for the cheap shock effect of look what I can do. I'm gonna throw this at you guys. We're gonna kill Carl.
Well, let's not save Kirkman from this either. He gets the ultimate say.
And it just killing off Carl is just completely kills the premise of the show. Carl is the reason why Rick does all the stuff that he does, is trying to provide a safe and better life for Carl in this world of zombie apocalypse. And now you take that out. I mean, sure, he has Judith, but Judith isn't even his kid. I mean, that's most likely what Shane's kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he knows it. So it just, to me, it was that father-son bond that they had. He was trying to teach him to be a man and how to be a better person in this crazy world they're in now. And that's gone. And it just took it away for some meaningless shock value. They weren't even doing it. He was out wandering around the woods and got bit. And it's a shame because I think that this would have been a great way to fake out people with this fake death and introduce the next story arc, the Whisperers. And I think they really blew a good opportunity to get this cheap death.
I agree. I just the whole premise of it, the whole way it was executed. Negan at the end, Farmer Negan, just made I busted out laughing at that one.
Yeah,
that just.
I mean, I can understand. Like, I mean, if it was his dream, he was trying to think of like we are going to be better people, and it was just a dream. It was. I didn't take too much from it. I thought it was kind of silly to say, but that wasn't the main thing that bothered me. I think when you're watching Carl die for like the 8 hours it took him to die, he was never scared. He was never fearful of it, and he was like Yoda on his deathbed, like, you must have a better life. You must do this. You must live this way. I'm like, this is a little kid. Okay, and the other thing is, in the comic books, Carl is such a huge character. He's a major character in the comic books. He is involved with all the latest story arcs. In fact, Rick is taking a step back, and it kind of appears that one day Carl will become the next Rick. He'll take Rick's mantle of leading the group, leading the survivors. I'm only assuming that Carl's death is their way of kind of trying to wrap up the show in the next year or two. I don't know how many more seasons they have planned for The Walking Dead.
I thought they wanted like 30.
Well, they said they want 30, but that's not necessarily The Walking Dead versus The Walking Dead franchise. I'm assuming that they're going to start looking at another spin-off like the Fear of the Walking Dead, which is crazy to think. But like now, after watching this last episode, is Fear the Walking Dead the better Walking Dead at the moment?
I don't fucking even watch that one. I gave up after the first year.
I think that's a pretty good show. It turned around and got better. I just thought this death was it was cheap and it was unnecessary, and it's a shame that they went this route because I really think it breaks the show completely.
As scary as it is with how shitty the show is going, it still is AMC's biggest moneymaker. So they're going to keep pushing this shit out because AMC's banking on it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's like the highest rated show still on AMC. So they're not going to give up on it yet. One of the scary things to me is what the trend has typically been in Walking Dead is really cool shit beginning of the season and then fucking nothing. And then it ends on something big and then it comes back on something big. Where this time it came back to just fucking boredom.
Yeah, it's a weird thing because they're in the middle of this war with the other group, and they just drag it out over so many episodes, and just a lot of it doesn't make sense. Just like Rick's plan, he's in the middle of fighting these guys, and then he decides to go back to the garbage pail people and try to bring them back in to save the day. I'm like, are you shitting me? And then he spends like a day as a prisoner. It's like, well, why would you do that? And in the middle of this war, you have this storyline going on. There's plenty of things you could be doing, and you're going to break it up that way.
It's just all over the place. It really is. And the preview for next week shows the garbage people.
Yeah. I mean, like, if I was Rick, I would shoot them all because they're worthless. And you look at this episode, so you have Morgan and Carol, who they need to nerf because those two fuckers are way OP. There's just no way this housewife, this battered housewife, is now a Navy SEAL. Between her and Morgan, they're going around. They gun down 20 guys. They take out 20 guys.
They could have taken out Osama bin Laden.
Yeah, they probably should have. They should have sent him over. Here's what gets me. So they take out the 20 guys. Morgan's got this stick that he puts right through people's skulls. There's no metal point to it. It's not a spear, but he's put it right through someone's skull. There's no way that happens. But that's not even what gets me. What gets me is they kill the 20 guys, They get to the last guy, who's obviously the boss of the 20 guys, a real dick. This guy is a dick that is begging to get killed. And at that point, they're all like, you can't do that. You need to be the better person.
Yeah.
It's like, what? You just killed 20 of his guys.
Yeah.
You had no problems killing anybody else. Now it's this guy here. And you're like, I don't know if I can kill him. Like, are you shitting me?
And
you're having this moral dilemma at this moment.
Yeah, the other 19 are a lot more innocent than the one that they're all worried about at that point. It was, to me, the only real enjoyable part of last night's or Sunday night's show was watching that prick squirm. Yeah. That was really all that I enjoyed. I mean, the rest of it was just so, like you said, just up and down, and the whole ninja aspect and stuff. I mean, granted, I know that they're facing the saviors are really, for all of Negan's bluster, a bunch of inept idiots, to be honest. And they're that way in the comics versus and Negan's a blowhard bullshitter that is only on top because everybody else is a fucking moron.
Well, they're scared of him.
Well, they're scared of him because they're morons. I mean, yeah. It's, they're all a bunch of candy ass morons that really don't know what the hell they're doing, and half the time Rick's group isn't a hell of a lot better. And a halfway organized party of 5 probably could have taken out most of the saviors because they're dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, first off, every boss, how long do they have to stand and talk to make their point before they actually do something? They have a Shakespearean soliloquy every damn time they want to make a point. Just blah, 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 blah. And it got him again. He has to yip yap to King Ezekiel the whole time, and then all of a sudden, kaboom. It's just like, in a real situation, those idiots would have been dead years ago.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing I think about is, and I know actually the premise of Walking Dead is more of people versus people, and the zombies are like the other piece to it.
Just a catalyst, yeah.
Yeah, but when you think about when we enjoyed the show, it was the zombies.
Well, the fear of the zombies.
The fear of the zombies, like that first season or whatever, it's more zombies.
Yeah.
Now the people versus people. Zombies are barely fucking even in the fucking show anymore.
But there was a lot scary, of no one's concerned about the zombies at the moment.
But there was a lot of people versus people. I mean, there was Shane versus Rick still in there. There was Merle versus everybody as far as but those conflicts were interpersonal. They weren't necessarily one group against another. And the comic books did them better anyway. I mean, the governor's storyline was crap.
Yeah.
They wrecked the governor in the TV show. That was actually the first real flaw in the show, was how they handled the governor.
Yeah, anytime they go into this group versus group stuff, there was one zombie, I think, in the last episode, and it was some decaying thing on the ground that was like rotting away.
Yeah.
I think that was the only zombie that I can remember. I slept through half the show, so.
Well, it's a shame because I think last night was just, or not last night, the last episode just was a big pile of it was just a big mess. The whole show through and through, the unnecessary death, the length it took to get to that point, the fact that he was like the calmest person in the goddamn room as he's dying as a kid, as a 15-year-old kid.
And he's a kid that takes the gun to himself.
Yeah, he's got to shoot himself. Yeah, just the entire show was just a complete disaster. This particular episode, I think the big problem with the Carl's death also was the length. So we had Walking Dead has a real problem with cliffhangers, and they keep screwing them up. And it's such a simple thing. If Carl was going to die, he should have died last episode, and this should have been like the follow up. Like, oh my God, he died. Yep. It should have been the last second him passing away.
Same problem they had with the season 6 cliffhanger into 7. That should have been Glenn's death, and then
should have been that moment.
Season 7 premiere should have been the aftermath. And we said that before.
When Negan came crashing down with that bat, they should have pretty much cut it at that point when you see Glenn's mangled face.
When Glenn hits the ground,
that's it. Like just like in the comic. In the comic, Glenn's lying there in a pool of blood, and Negan walks away, ta-ta, or whatever he says.
Yep.
And that you read episode 100 of The Walking Dead, you're just like, Oh my God.
And you had to wait a month for the aftermath.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they keep blowing it. So this time we see him bit, and I was, like I said, it had to be a fake out, and I was obviously wrong. But you were conditioned already that he was going to die. So you're watching the episode. Now I got to watch this kid die. Like, he's dead. We already written him off. Like, and I think that cheapened that even more. So it was a mess of a show. I don't know how they're going to pull it back together. They say they will, but I don't believe it. I do know, though.
They said this episode was going to be fast paced. Was anything.
I do know that we have a future naked zombie showing up. So I don't know what they're going to do with that, but that was one of the things we're talking about, having a fully nude zombie. So that's something to look forward to.
Well, then I'll stay and watch.
I don't know. I'm giving it this season, and I'm deciding from there. I mean, I'm Jammer. You've said it in the forums. I'm watching because I started it.
But now I'm at the point now where I'm considering if that's not even worth it.
Well, that, like I said, I'm giving it to the end of the season, and then I'm going to make my decision. Because
I'll tell you one thing. I'm not watching it like live 9:00 Sunday nights.
No, I didn't. I watched 20 minutes Sunday night, and then I watched the rest of it yesterday.
And my DVR's not hooked up, so for me, it's like I can't avoid commercials. Well, there are certain means that I could avoid commercials, but the AMC website even has 8,000 fucking commercial breaks on the show. I mean, they're like 3 to 4 minute long commercial, but it was like 28 minutes of commercials on their website.
Yeah, their app sucks. Their website, just terrible.
So, I'm not giving, but I wasn't even excited that it was back. No. Where I used to be excited that it was back.
Yeah.
I more dreaded that it was back because I'm like, oh fuck, now I gotta try and watch this show.
Yeah, I think they kind of jumped the shark, and I think they kind of need to wrap this group's storyline up. Maybe with the Saviors. Ended on that note. I don't know. Yeah, very disappointed with that episode.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it encapsulated every complaint I've had since mid-season of season 6.
Yeah.
The lead into Negan. I've had the same complaints, and this episode did nothing different. So I don't know. Like I said, 7 more episodes, and I decide what I want to do from there.
I hope it's jump off a bridge.
Oh, you would. All right, let's wrap this up. Quick apology. We're trying some new equipment here at the studios for GRG. Trying a new mixer, fixing some drivers up and stuff. So you heard some distortion throughout, and if it sounds a little choppy, I apologize. We will hopefully have those kinks out by next show, which will be recorded on the 13th of March. Want to welcome new members to the clan. We did have some more new members coming in on the PC and the console sides. Welcome. Enjoy your stay. Make sure you get people on your friends list. That's the easiest way to get into games. Facebook page is facebook.com/GrimReaperGamers, and Jammer, hit me with the Twitter.
It's grgamers.com. Spell out the .dot.
All right, so follow us there as well. And remember, we have an email address, reapercast@grimreapergamers.com. If you have any suggestions, comments, or you just want to tell us to go screw ourselves, it's right there for you. All right. Jack Jammer, thank you for your patience tonight as we get through these damned issues. And as we talked about The Walking Dead without going to sleep, hey, we did better than we did during the show. So, thanks, guys, for being on. And, Jammer, I hear you taking a break. Possibly.
Oh, you're getting a break from me for a month.
Yeah.
I have other commitments the next couple days that were scheduled. At the end of March, if we change the day, then I could be on. But yeah, so I will come back. This are you trying to make this exit like the longest ever?
Yeah, why not? No.
Okay.
I just wanted to yeah. So people didn't ask during the next show, where's Jammer?
We should have done one of those Walking Dead spoiler cliffhangers, and people don't know if I quit or not finally.
All right. So All right, let's wrap this up. For Jack and Jammer, this is Johnny Hustler saying, stay safe, have a good next couple of weeks, and never game alone.